So imagine you're the Roman Empire. You've had a pretty solid run. Some decent emperors, some lunatics who marry their horses, the usual. And then along comes Commodus. He's the son of Marcus Aurelius, who was basically the philosopher king you'd get if Plato ran a dad blog. Everyone's like, sweet, this guy's kid is going to be even wiser, maybe we'll finally get universal healthcare or something. But Commodus shows up like, what if I just punch people instead? See, Commodus had what scholars call absolutely no chill. While his dad was out philosophizing and expanding the empire, Commodus was more like, that's boring. I want to be a gladiator. And I don't mean that metaphorically. He literally dressed up like Hercules, grabbed a wooden sword, and made senators watch him fake fight already injured gladiators who were paid not to stab him too hard. Which, I don't know, maybe is fun for a Thursday night, but not super cool when you're, supposed to be running the largest empire in the known world. Naturally, the Senate hated his guts. But Commodus didn't care. In fact, he really leaned into the whole megalomaniac thing. He renamed Rome after himself, like the whole city. The Senate became the Happy Senate of Commodus. The calendar? Commodian months. If he had a dog, it'd probably be Commodog. Basically, he wanted everyone to know who the main character was, and it was him, forever, all the time. Now, this might be kind of tolerable if he was at least good at running things, but nope. While he was off flexing in a lion skin, the empire was being run by his freedmen, basically his ex-slaves turned bureaucrats, and one guy named Cleander who sold government jobs like they were bootleg concert tickets. You want to be governor of Syria? That'll be 2 goats and a bottle of wine. Next. Eventually things started breaking down, and by things I mean the entire functioning government. There were food shortages, corruption out the wazoo, and Rome started looking less like an empire and more like a drunk frat house run by one guy who thought he was literally a god. Also, Commodus liked to execute people just for annoying him. Like one time, a guy made a joke about his hair, and Commodus had him tortured to death. Which, again, bad HR move. So by this point, everyone's like, alright, this guy's gotta go. First, there was this conspiracy involving his sister, but that didn't go so well. She got caught, and Commodus had her executed, along with a bunch of senators who might have said, bless you too aggressively. But the real final straw came when Commodus decided, you know what would be funny? If I showed up to the New Year's festival dressed as a gladiator and declared myself consul. That's like if the president showed up to the State of the Union in a WWE costume and declared Monday Night Raw as official government policy. So his inner circle was like, yeah, no, we're done here. Enter Marcia, his concubine and basically his live-in girlfriend. She found her name on an execution list, real smooth Commodus, and was like, I'm not dying for this sweaty man baby. So she teams up with the head of the Praetorian Guard and his wrestling buddy Narcissus, a professional athlete/assassin. They try to poison him first, but Commodus had the stomach of a raccoon and just threw it up. So Narcissus goes full final boss and strangles Commodus in the bath. Boom, no more emperor. And Rome? Rome basically went, thank every god, had a collective exhale, and erased his name from a bunch of stuff like they were editing a group project gone wrong. Turns out, when you act like a divine man-child and think being emperor means cosplay and murder, people don't exactly invite you to stick around.